Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I've been getting a lot of emails from new Muslims asking me to do a tutorial on how to properly wear an Islamic hijab and a niqab. And another question I've been getting a lot is how to eat with a niqab on in a restaurant. And so my goal for this video is not only to show you that, but to also demonstrate that for you in a restaurant. But before I head out, I want to show you what the niqab is supposed to look like and what are the two most important things you should look for when buying a niqab. You know, there are some sisters out there that are telling me that the reason they don't wear the niqab is that they've tried it a few times and they felt suffocated, they couldn't breathe, or they tried eating in a niqab and their niqab would get dirty and they would get messy. Now, the reason why that's happening is because they're purchasing a niqab that doesn't fit their face. And so this is why you want to get your niqabs tailor-made, and personally that's what I do. Now, the two most important things is length and width. Inshallah, in my next video on how to properly wear a niqab, I will actually show you the width of the niqab. But to demonstrate really quickly, I'm going to take a bottle of water and I'm going to explain to you why the length and the width is very important. So, for example, length is going to give you that coverage, so when you lift, you're not going to expose your neck area. And what I mean by that is, let's say you don't have a straw and you want to drink out of the bottle. So, no matter how high you're lifting, nothing is going to be exposed. Same thing with the width. Because I have that extra width, no matter how high, nothing is going to be exposed. Now, usually most niqabs, they stop right at your hairline. And personally, I like my niqabs extra wide. And just to briefly show you what I mean by extra wide is just to show you this side. There's actually a lot of extra material just for that protection. Now, there's a trick to tying that. Inshallah, I'm going to show you in the next video. But this video, again, like I said, is just going to briefly explain to you how you can eat. Now, the way you hold your niqab when eating to prevent it from getting dirty is you want to hold the tip of your niqab with your 4 fingers and have your thumb on the top of your lip. And what I mean by that is, well, I'm wearing 2 niqabs right now, so I can lift and nothing will be exposed. So, this is the tip of the niqab. So what I want to do is I want to gather all the layers until I get to the tip of my cheek. And I'm going to grab it with my 4 fingers, and I still have my thumb. So what I do with my thumb is I put it on the top of my lip and I lift up. And what that does is it prevents the food from touching the niqab. Now, I see a lot of sisters holding the niqab wrong, and that is why they're getting the niqab dirty. And so what they're doing is they're holding the niqab at the tip and they're not gathering it. So when you hold it with the tip, obviously when you take the fork or you eat with your hand and you try to put the food there, it's going to touch the excess material. So the most important thing is where you place your thumb. Now, some of you are probably going to ask, well, if I push it up that far, then I'm going to expose my cheek. Not necessarily. Personally, when I go into a restaurant, I usually ask the host to seat me off in a corner, to find me a corner booth, a corner table. I usually sit facing the wall. This way, when I lift, I don't have to worry about somebody seeing me, and I can eat comfortably. Again, also, having that extra coverage is gonna protect you from exposing your cheeks. Now, some of you might say that there's no place where you can tailor-make niqabs. That's not necessarily true, because you can go to a material store, you can take a pre-made niqab to any tailor and have him sew a niqab identical to the one you have, but with adding extra coverage. If your intention is truly to wear the niqab, and you really want to wear the niqab for the sake of Allah, then you'll find a way to make it happen. This was just a quick demonstration and a few tips that I find helpful for myself. So I'm going to go to the restaurant, and hopefully the lighting inside is bright enough where you can see. And inshallah, this video was helpful. I've never done a tutorial before. This is my first tutorial video, so please let me know if it was beneficial to you. What do you think I should change? Because I am going to do another tutorial on how to tie the hijab. So please give me your feedback. We're all here to learn from one another. And jazakumullah khair. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When you want to get a booth or a table, make sure that you get one that way you're gonna be able to lift and not worry that somebody on this side is gonna see you. So for example, chips, right? So we're gonna take the chip, and this is sauce or guacamole, and you're just gonna lift, and you can open as wide as you want because you don't have to worry that somebody's there. And if you're gonna drink a drink, I just drink out of a straw normally, and what I do is I put the drink here, and I cover my drink, and as you can see, look. You still have that extra room where no one's gonna see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you would eat with a knife and fork with the niqab on. But it is better that you eat with your hand because it is the sunnah, and of course you wanna wash your hand. And we're at a Mexican restaurant, and this is called a enchilada. You wanna make sure that they're not cooking with any kind of lard or pork oil. Usually Mexican restaurants, they will cook the beans, especially with lard, which is pork, so you want to be careful with that. You also want to make sure that none of the ingredients have any alcohol in it. So you want to cut into smaller pieces, this way it's going to be easy for you. You don't want to go straight because what's going to happen is it's going to touch the top of your niqab, and you don't want to angle the fork too down because what's going to happen is the food, see how it's going to drop. So what you want to do is angle it a little bit, this way it goes straight. So you just lift with your right, and there you go. Just make sure that the niqab, like I said, is long. This way when you lift it, you have all this extra access right here. And I like to eat with my hand. I don't really care for the public place or a restaurant. Everything we do is da'wah, is a silent form of da'wah. Whether I'm wearing a niqab, whether I'm eating with my hand, all of it is da'wah. And again, like I said, it is the sunnah, so we're at an Italian restaurant, so I'm going to show you how to eat seafood and pasta. I ordered the pizza, and obviously we eat the pizza with our hands, and we have mushroom sticks, calamari, and pasta. So I'm going to show you just a quick way how to eat the pasta with the niqab. In half, and you just twist it in a fork. And like I said, you don't want to angle it like falling down because what's going to happen if you go like this, the pasta is going to fall down. The most important thing is you guys want to make sure that whatever you don't finish, you take home, because food is ni'mah, and there's people all over the world that are dying of hunger. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Kulu washrubu wa la tasrifu innahu la yuhibbul musrifin," which means eat and drink but do not waste, because He does not like the wasteful. So make sure that you take